Black Ops Toys coming at you today with the third installment of our 26048R from Easy and Simple. This is going to be the helmet build, and I'm going to show you how to get from here to the complete helmet setup. So we're going to start with communications, and I'm just going to do this new sticker pack. So Easy and Simple released this headset, which will fit onto the helmet. And they sent you a little decal sheet, which is multicam black, and it has little cutouts, and you can actually use these cutouts on this mic set, and it makes it look unique. So I'm going to go ahead and try that. This is the first time that I've done it, so you're going to follow along. We may have to speed stuff up just for time's sake, but kind of show you what's what. Let's kind of get into it. First, I'm going to do the ear stems. Okay, and I can see kind of the cutouts and the shapes on the actual headset itself. So the biggest thing is you don't want to touch this stuff necessarily with your hands. It's going to be impossible not to, but the less gunk you get on there from your hands, the better they're going to stick over the long term. Once I find my placement, I'm just going to press it down. And that looks about right to me. Basically, I'm just trying to catch one side with my thumb, and then I lined it up perfectly, and now I can just go ahead and press that down. So it's hard to see in the light, but you can see the gray and the multicam black on top now. So let's keep going. Radios are kind of the biggest pain in the dumper when it comes to building figures, for me anyway. But if you do it right, it makes the figure really look good and professional. Ooh, perfect, look at that. The contrast is really cool. Really cool. And it's different, right? So when you look at the super finey details, it looks unique and different than your other figures. So the way I'm doing this is I'm squeezing this, and then it shows me the imprints of the stickers, and that's how I can find them. And then I'm going to try to pair them up with the shapes on the actual headset. So. And again, you can put these in any way you want. You could just decal the shit out of something like a rifle or whatnot if you wanted to use these for something else. But
that's so small.
So tiny. But you can see where they're going. These are going right on the ear stems. Is that your stomach?
No, I think that's this light next to me. It's making a noise.
Alright, there we go. I'm just going to run my tweezers down the side, so you can see the contrast here and here. I think it looks really good. Really good. You definitely want to put these on, obviously, before you put the headset on. So again, I may not use all of these, but I'm doing this for the first time, and you're doing it with me. So a lot of people just throw away these decal sheets, but they're actually pretty cool. It's a really good idea. Looks really good. Really cool. Let's keep going, see if we want to use some more. And again, you don't have to use everything. So, in fact, it may be too much of a pain in the ass to use all of it. Okay. here's a big one right here. This is a funky shape. And these will actually line up with the earmuffs. I don't want to rip it. There we go. You can see the shape of it. And it should, in theory, okay. There is a left and a right side, so I'm matching it up with the shape right here. Let's do this. What I'm going to do, I don't want to bend it or stretch it, so. It's going to tuck underneath that nut right there. There we go. Doesn't have to be exact. Nothing has to be perfect, but unless you're a perfectionist. Oh. All right, come here. Just want to ever so slightly grab it. We're going to call that close enough. There we go. That's really good. Really, really cool. Alright, let's do the other one. The best thing about these projects is you learn something every time. So the next release, you know what you're doing. Hopefully. Another good thing to do is to kind of clean or dust the headsets off before you do this, because you want a clean surface. Why is your stomach talking to me?
It's not my stomach. I can't even hear it. I think it's this light next to me. I'll have to listen for my stomach.
Oh, it's a camera. See it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. A couple of little guys left. I'm not sure exactly where they go, but it doesn't have to be anywhere specific necessarily. If I just want to use the tape or something, I can. But we have two of these little shapes right here. I'm looking just to match where I would put them. I tell you, just looking where it matches up. And I think I'm going to put it right here. There we go. I like that. Now I'm not going to throw this, the rest of this away, because I can use it on the rifle or I can use it on something else if I wanted to. There we go. Okay, I like those. They definitely pop now. They look good. The camouflage is basically camo and dark color, but you can definitely see a difference in the light, or I can.
You move that quickly. It's hard for me, zoomed in, to keep up.
Okay. All right. Put this aside, and again, what I'm going to do probably is cut this and then use this as tape around some stuff. So next, you can see this is the helmet that it comes with, and so is this. And it comes with all of these Velcro parts. And you can do these pretty much any way that you want to. We've taken the liberty and done this one up ahead of time because it takes so long. But essentially these are all sticky on the bottom. You just peel the bottom off and then you can stick them on wherever you want to. Now some of these, basically they all have a purpose. So anything that's hook and loop, you're going to use this for like the camera. So I could stick that on top like that. Right? Next thing, we're going to do, and you can move these, but you can see they do pop up. But once you get it set in place, you can lay it down, make a nice pattern, kind of do whatever you want with it. I'm going to go ahead and set up the mount and set up the rail system, and then I'm going to put the camera and the strobe and the goggles on last. And the reason I'm going to do that is I may want to, basically once I set them, I want to forget them and be done with it. So here's your night vision mount. Okay. And these are great, very easy to use. And we're just going to take this and slide this in. Like this. Push down. And now that is firmly on there. Okay, and here's your mount, and that does go up and down. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put the comm on now. So let's do this first. So I kind of want these earmuffs. There's a couple different ways to do it. You can slide these into the rail system, and it has this little groove right here. And that'll go in either here or here, depending on how you want the guy to wear it. So something that I've seen as of recently, we used to wear them all like that up there, but you can do them on the side now, and these do flip up and down. So we're going to go ahead and do them on the side. Just like that. And then I can actually take this and turn it like that. Just like that. And then they just flip back when you don't want them. Flip down. That way they're out of the way. And what I'm looking for is the microphone placement. So that's going to be where the mouth is right there. Let's do the other side real quick. Lots of wire. Just going to take that. We're just going to slide that right into the rail system. Really simple to do. And we just take it and we turn it. And I'm going to look for the same type of placement on each side. So I want this to go up a tiny bit more, right about there. And that's what we're looking for. Get my hands out of there so you can see it. Okay. All this stuff, this wire and stuff, we're going to tuck at the very end. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do this little light, and this also slides right into the rail. That's going to go on the top rail. one from the back. Super, super cool. Now I'm going to do a quick test fit because I'm going to add some padding on the interior. So this has everything just like the real thing. So it's got the bungees on top, and I'll show you what these are for in just a second. But for right now, I'm just going to put them out of the way. Clasp them together. I'm just going to keep them out of the way for a minute. There we go. So just like the real thing, we have our bucket. Flop these out of the way. Looks like Mickey Mouse. So the big thing is, especially if you have a really nice head sculpt, you don't want to scratch the paint necessarily. But we're going to want to pull back down. There we go. Okay. So that tells me, you can see that I have some play in there. Okay. And this gives me an idea of where I want to put the helmet padding. Come on. So I have some movement, so I'm going to put some helmet padding in real quick. Now this is all different shapes. Again, you don't have to use everything. I don't use everything, but we want this to sit properly. So I'm going to do this guy first. Okay. It's got sticky on the back. Just going to go pretty much on the very top. I'm going to line up with that black hole right here so it's centered. Give it a firm press. And I know that he has some play up front, so I'm going to actually do a pad up front, which is one of these guys. I'm going to go big side down. I'm just going to cover those two black holes, these two black spots, and then the third black spot up top. And again, you're not going to see the inside of the helmet. So. Now it should contour to the helmet. You can see it's curved in there now. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the rear. I'm going to go right in there. Do a test fit. That's better for sure. I'm looking for anything that sticks out to me. That's gonna look really good. Okay, I think that's good. If I wanted to, I could use the rest of it. Actually, why don't I just do that? I'm just gonna use two more. Okay, so I'm gonna do a couple more of these. I'm not gonna use all of them. I'm just gonna do a couple more on the sides. And I'm going to go more top here. Okay. Let's do one more test fit. That's solid, no play. That's what I'm looking for. Perfect. Okay. So now we have the night vision kit. So this is really neat. So this is like a little V right here. You can see the V like that. And with this mount, it basically just slides in like that. So it'll clip down like that. And I can see that it's not lining up quite right, so I'm going to want to push this mount down a tiny bit more. There we go. So you want that little triangle in there, and that's how you know it's down all the way. Okay. And that's what we're looking for. So it does slide out right here. You have a little bit of play in there, which is good. Obviously you don't want it touching his eyes necessarily, but you want it sort of pretty much like that. That's how it's going to look. So based on that, I'm going to take this battery wire and the battery pack, and you're going to string it to the back here. The battery pack actually acts as kind of a counterweight, just like the real thing. So this is super heavy up front, so you want some weight in the back to even it out. Okay. Lots of wire, lots of wire. So I want to kind of take care of that. I'm going to go underneath that. You can see my sticker came off. And that's just a glue issue. So I'm actually going to have to glue that real quick. What I may do is just use a glue dot. There's two of them. So to kind of tuck that wire, I'm going to tuck it against the rail here. I'm going to use some glue dot, and when I do this part, I want to cut little small portions off so you don't see it necessarily. Go ahead and pop this light out real quick. What I'm doing is just tracking down the rail right now. You can move this in different positions if you want to. You could do it like that, you could do it like the other way. We just want enough flexibility so that we can drop these and not have that wire pull out. And that's not permanent. You can pull that out if you want to. Do one more small strip. Just like the stickers. There we go. That looks clean, doesn't it? Just going to tuck that radio wire so it has a little sticking point right here on the lip. New one. When I grab this stuff, I don't want to grab the meat of it. I want to just grab, make sure my tweezers are clean. Grab just the end of it so I can lay it down. There we go. spreading it out a little bit. We're going to grab this wire here. Just give me a little sticking point, and these are clear so you can't really see them. Okay. Now I'm going to do it right here as well. Bring this wire down like that. Actually, you know what? I might just run the back of it. So let's just do the rest of the back. If we did it right, we're not going to be able to see much of it because it's going to be in the seam. Okay. One more tiny piece. Now that should hold that wire down, which is what we're looking for. That's what we want right there. Okay. Alright, good. Throw this light back in. And you want this light kind of pointed down a little bit, so when he's looking, and the light's showing not up, but this way. And it is on a swivel. But that'll cover most of that up. There we go. It's looking really good, huh? Let's take a look at it. Okay, now we're going to take the bungees, and I'll show you what those are for. So the bungees have tension, or add tension, and I'll show you what I mean. Just a second. Alright. So when you flip this up, you want them to flip up kind of on their own. You want to be able to push and then they'll flip up on their own. And you see some little tiny holes right here. to use those holes. There we go. Like that. There we go. Now, when you flip it up, you should get some tension, which holds those goggles up in place. That's what we're looking for. Lots of gear on the head. All right. And last but not least, we have goggles, and these have hook and loop on the side as well, and they're going to attach. What I'm going to do is do the fitting, do a test fit, and just see if this is right. So when I do the final fit, it's going to look like that. Slide this out a tiny bit. That's what we're looking for right there. That looks really good. All right. So we're going to go ahead and throw our camera on really quick. That's your camera. This essentially records everything that you're looking at. And it does have a little bit of curvature in it. I want that dead center. And then I'm going to take this guy. This is your strobe. Essentially, if you call in air support, you're going to have your strobe on, and they're going to have their goggles on, and they're going to be able to see this strobe from the air so they don't drop a bomb on you. This is going to go about right there. There we go. Looking good. And then we'll do the goggles later. Okay. All right. So, if you like this video, you want to see more of this stuff, make sure that you follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Rumble, and check out our Patreon where you'll see the entire build of this figure and more to come. Yeah, make sure that you follow us and like and subscribe on all of our social media channels, and we will talk to you soon.